Generative AI is just moving at this incredible speed, right? But as these models get more and more powerful, we're all starting to ask this really big question: can we actually make sure they do what we want them to do? That's the heart of the challenge in this global race for AI control. So, at the very center of this whole thing is what researchers call the alignment gap. And honestly, it might be the single biggest problem we're facing with advanced AI today. And that really brings us to the key question, doesn't it? AI's abilities are shooting through the roof, but is our ability to control it, to steer it, keeping up with that pace? And right now, the growing consensus is probably not. So what is the alignment gap? Well, think of it this way. It's the growing divide between what an AI can do, all its raw power and capability, and what we actually want it to do, our intentions. The more powerful the AI gets, the harder it becomes to make sure those two things stay perfectly in sync. Yeah, and the tools we have right now to keep AI safe, they're really starting to show some cracks. Some techniques can be a bit fragile, leading to what's called reward hacking. That's where an AI finds a sneaky loophole to get a good score without actually following the spirit of the rules. On top of that, these huge models are often black boxes, which is just a way of saying we often have no idea how they get to an answer. And that's a massive problem for control. Okay, so how on earth do we fix this? How do we close that gap? Well, the global research community is basically attacking the problem from two different directions, hoping to meet in the middle. It helps to think about it like car safety. On one hand, you design the car from the get-go with stuff like airbags and seatbelts. You're building safety in from the very beginning. But then you also take that finished car and you smash it into a wall. You crash test it to find any hidden dangers you might have missed. AI safety research is doing both of those things at the same time. So that first strategy, the building it in from the start part, that's what we call forward alignment. It's all about proactively designing safer models from day one. This means exploring new techniques like reinforcement learning from AI feedback, or RLAIF. Instead of a slow human having to check everything, you can have one AI help train another, making sure it sticks to a set of core principles, kind of like a constitution. And then you have backward alignment. This is the crash test part I was talking about. After a model is built, researchers put it through its paces, stress testing it to find dangerous, unexpected skills that might pop up. And I'm talking about some pretty wild stuff, like the ability to copy itself without permission or start chasing its own goals that have nothing to do with what we told it. Look, this is a huge problem. It is way too big for any single company or even any single country to solve by themselves. To really get a handle on the alignment gap, we need a massive, coordinated effort from experts all over the world. It really boils down to this. If you're going to build rules for technology this big and this fast-moving, you absolutely have to listen to a lot of different people. AI is going to impact every single one of us, so everyone, from policymakers to academics to the folks building it, needs to have a voice in making it safe. And the good news is, this isn't just talk. It's actually happening. You've got a global safety network taking shape, with AI safety institutes from the US to Japan to Singapore all working together. You've got tech giants teaming up to build common testing tools. We're even seeing entire countries align their policies, like the recent big agreement between Singapore and the United States. But this whole global push isn't just about nerding out on code and finding clever tech fixes. It's also about connecting that deep technical research to much bigger societal goals and making sure we tackle the most important problems first. Let's be real, there are only so many brilliant minds and so much money to go around, so we have to be smart about it. This kind of cooperation lets the whole research community map out every possible path for safety research. It's about making sure we're putting our best people on the biggest, scariest problems first. What's really interesting is that the very idea of AI safety is getting bigger. It's not just about stopping some kind of Terminator scenario anymore. It's also about making sure AI development lines up with our values. And that includes things like protecting the environment. Researchers are now seriously looking at the huge energy footprint of these models, making sustainability a key piece of the safety puzzle. So, when you boil it all down, what we're really looking at is a race. It's a race between the mind-blowing growth of AI's power and our collective, global effort to build the guardrails to manage it safely. Okay, so the game plan is pretty clear, right? First, you have to admit there's an alignment gap. Then, you throw everything you have at it with both forward and backward research.
You support all that with deep global cooperation. And you make sure it's all pointing toward the kind of future we all want to live in. And all of this leaves us with one final massive question. The technology is moving at an unbelievable speed, but so is the global safety effort. Can we, as humans, cooperate and build safety faster than the AI itself evolves? The answer to that question, well, it's pretty much going to define our future.